those are going to be all sorts of goodies we're going to make with those. Oh, I still am in pain, a lot of pain. My left leg. See how we get on. Wow, wow. Right, let me just rest my leg a little moment. Whew. I'll put that over there. We'll see how we get on. Oh wow, I've got 2 likes already. How have I managed that? Oh dear. Go over there. That'll collapse. Right, let's see what we're up against here. It's always a challenge, isn't it? For me anyway. Some people it just comes naturally to. Nothing comes natural to me, unfortunately. But we keep trying. Anyway, I'll cut this out today. Obviously it's a heart. I've got to cut, apparently I've got to cut one side there, one side there. Then I'll take those off, obviously. Then I'll cut the middle part out. I'm going to try and make a bandsaw box. That's eventually. But today, what I'm doing is I'm going to mark out my tree of life. I think that might just fit in with a knot there. See those knots? It's lovely wood. See those knots there? I think I might be able to cut those out. So I'll put that one on top. It is quite messy, this wood, but never mind. We can sort it. And this is my stencil that I made yesterday. And this is the reason why I made it. So that is wonderful. Just slightly, if anything, slightly too big. But we can live with that. In fact, I'll push that over to there. And it's cutting straight through that knot. So we'll see how we get on with this. Then I've got to tape these 2 pieces together. In fact, can I do it that way? In fact, I will. I'll take it that way. That knot will actually be in the tree. Right, let's, oh, and I'd better do that in the middle, hadn't I? Else that's not going to. Well, what I need to do is push down on that. Get down like that. What I should do is I should have clamped it down. That's what I should have done. Bit late now, and these are too narrow. Oh dear. Hello Valentina, Chloe. Hola. Buenos dias. It's see how we get on. And of course I can join these up how I want. hopefully that's pretty much done. Can't get my pen in there anymore. So let's see what I've ended up with. That's quite good actually. And this is not so good. Right, so what I will do there is just mark that like so. And then like so. Hello Moonlight, hope you're well. I'm not sure if I'll be going to be able to cut through both of those together. What I'm going to have to do is drill a hole through. This is the one method I'm going to use. The other method is I'm going to cut there. First of all, we need to tape it. So we'll tape it all together. Hello, Moonlight. And let's tape this up. Okay. Not very good with that pen, to be fair. There's 8 people watching, 4 likes. Right, first of all, I'm going to take the top off here. I will be using the scroll saw. Hopefully it can go through the 2 bits. I think I'll just get through there. I might need a I might need to change that for a different blade yet. I'm going to use a combination of saws. I'm going to use the bandsaw to cut like that, and to cut this part out here. In fact, I'll do all that first. That will leave a lot less to do with the scroll saw. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill these holes first, which will be probably that drill will probably be the best. I'm not sure what size it is, but looks about a 3mm. Let's cut these, drill these out, then we'll see where we are. Felt like a knot then. Am I going through a knot? No. That's weird. That felt very and the wood being wet doesn't help. The wood being wet helps if you're carving, not if you're cutting. That's strange. Quite strange, I hear you say. Let's get through this bit here. Oh, this needs to be cleaned out better. Basically clogged all the blade up, hasn't it? Because it's so wet, this wood. We'll see how we go anyway. Should even leave this. See how it's clogging up. Isn't that lovely smell? Pine resin. That means we're going through the knot. Okay, we're through there. This should be easier. Still blocking up. Through now. There's only 2 more to do actually, so let's go for it. Okay, that's done that. I'll just sit down. Hi Perry. Oh, you're going back to work? Perry's builds cars for real. That's why that one was difficult, going through a knot. Through the knot. Not to worry. Right. let's just cut that little bit out there. Right, so I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is leave that part for in a bit, because I'm going to take this tape away if I cut there. So what I'm going to do is line them up best I can. I'm going to cut through there on my bandsaw. You've all seen a bandsaw working, haven't you? So it's no great. Go. One done. Off, but not to worry. Let's just cut that. Take a bit of brush actually. And tomorrow the wood will be drier. I went to get it from the timber yard, and it's obviously outside in the weather, so no great problem. As it's for bird tables, bird houses, so it's going to go outside anyway. That's the way it's. That's why it's wonderful wood. Right then, I'll go and change it now to the scroll saw. You can pretty much see that there, but I'll just move the camera down a little bit so you can see. There you go, aerial view. It's always good, isn't it, an aerial view? And if this is working, not very well. I'll try and leave that on. And we'll do the first cut, see how we get on with that. I'm trying to do 2 at a time, which may work, it may not work. We'll see. We'll find out. Might be being a bit ambitious with this. We shall see. I'll put the other light on actually. I've got another light up here. I'll put that on and then that should help. That should help with the seeing. Much better than that one. And take that one out of the way. Right, press down on it. Put some pressure on the blade. Can't really tell, hopefully. This should work. far too long with that blade. I'm going to have to change the blade. It's not the end of the world. I've got lots of blades, so I'm going to have to change this blade. Sorry to say. Got a very fine blade on. What I need is something a bit more substantial. These are still very fine. Let me just I believe they're in this box. I thought they were, and they're not. Let me just find them a moment. Where are my scroll saw blades? Oh dear. Here. Got all little boxes like this. There's a little hummingbird I was doing at one time. Aha. I think those are very fine ones. I think they may be in here. Coarse blades I hardly ever use. There's one. That's a pinned blade. Nothing else I'll have to use that one. Where did that? Ah. There. Top there. That's paint. Oh, shall I just use the bandsaw? I think ultimately the bandsaw is going to be the answer. Where did I put those blades? Where did I put those blades? Gosh, there's pretty much lots of wood in there. As soon as I see the box, I'll recognise it. Should go as well as ever. Right then, plan B is undo this. Let's just check that they're not in there. No, that's paint again. Right, my next plan is to I'll have to find those blades. They can't be far. Out there. I might have even thrown them away because I didn't think I'd ever use them. Oh. I thought that was one there. In fact, they are. They are pinned. Right. I'm going to chill out a bit because I'm getting stressed out then. Right, I'll leave those blades there. And chill out a bit. And we'll try and put that blade on there. Move that out of the way of my foot pedal. Right, let's undo this and see how we're getting on. Oh dear, this is just going really well, isn't it? I'll put the... Oh dear. Count to 10, eh? Right, that has actually decided what I'm doing with that. That has just ruined the blade. Which they're not a fortune to buy. And that one's probably ruined anyway. Right, let's right, let's see if we can get this pin blade. Gotta get back to work, eh? God, I'm sweating. Oh, I actually think that's on the hook now. Right. I don't think that is going to go through that hole, so what I need to do is drill a bigger hole. One thing after another, after another, after another, after another. Right, let's go through here first. hope we got a chance now. Well, that just proves that everything runs very smoothly, and I'm glad you just saw that. You've seen some of the problems that you have firsthand. I might even have to drill the hole bigger. That's the problem with these pin blades. They're a nightmare to fit. In fact, you know what I'm going to do in a minute? Just go for the I can see this coming off anyway. I'll just do that up. And I'll do this one up at the bottom, just to make sure that it doesn't fly off or lose the screw. As you're going up and down with the screw, sometimes it vibrates out and you lose it. Right, let's see how we go with this one now. Sorry about all this messing about. Put that down first. A bit of tension. That's a nightmare, isn't it? Okay, that's enough of that. Completely enough of that. Push that back up there. What we're going to do is cut it with a bandsaw like that, like this. Cut the lines there. Then this opens this up. We'll cut in lines here. Cut these parts out. Then what I'm going to do then is reattach the top part. When you know, originally on the first one I made, I didn't even bother with that. See how easy that came out there. Now, right, I'm going to cut there, and cut all these sections out. Then glue this part back on. I think that's going to be the answer. I was going to be here all night, not achieve a thing. I'll just let you see on the bandsaw what I'm doing. Do that. Let's go on the bandsaw. Let's go with that. Sorry that it's not zoomed in. We can zoom in a bit actually if you want. That's the technology. Right. Take those parts out first. Then I'm going to cut in there, cut in there, cut there, cut there, cut there. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, do those like that. So I've cut those parts off, now I'm going to cut into here, just like so. Shouldn't really do that, but do all my own stunts. We're getting there. 3 more left. Should have done that in the first place. Get that bit of wood out. There you go. And it's because the wood is so damp. So what I'm going to do is just do this one last little bits of cutting. And I'm going to leave it to dry overnight. If you want to see me have nightmares in the future with this, it's we're getting there. Let's cut this little part out first. presume that's the blade come off the bell. Hopefully. Yep. Right, and that's all my fault for doing it with a doing all this with a wet piece of wood. No help at all. I'm going to have to, how do I get that out of there now? Oh, it's just getting nightmare after nightmare, isn't it? It's, I'm trying to make a bird feeding table. This is a template. As you can see, the blades just decided to get stuck. Bear with me. Bear with me. What's happened is I think this blade should come out. Upset me if it doesn't, because this is a brand new blade. You could do without it, couldn't you? £15 a blade. And that's still not ideal. Far from ideal. Oh dear. No, I shouldn't have done it with wet wood. That's the problem. That's what I'm up against. I'm sweating my head off in here. Some bright sparks, put all the heating up. Oh. Really is like living in a kiln. Does it come off the bottom as well? Yeah, it has. That's the problem. Right. Oh, I'm not impressed with this at all now. Well, one thing I've learned from tonight is never bother with wet wood with a bandsaw. It's all going to end in tears. But I've got to sort this out, so there you go. You live and learn. I've got to sort it out regardless. As you know, I haven't had this bandsaw for very long. Which, believe it or not, I actually love the thing. It's been so helpful. Right, I think I'm going to have to take the whole thing apart and try and get these. Right, it hasn't gone very well at all. I'm going to have to plug on with this. I think this will be in the instruction manual, will it? Cutting with wet wood, it gets stuck in the wet wood and the band and the saw blade comes off. Might be, but I doubt it very much. Right, I haven't altered the actual angle of the blade, so cross fingers, this might just do my head in a minute. I think it's one of those jobs where you need 7 pairs of hands. Let's see. That's on there. That's on there. Let's see if we can tighten it up. Right, let's freed it off a little bit. I'm going to try something now. I probably shouldn't try this, but if you're squeamish, look away. Right. Whew. Whew. Didn't think I was going to do that then. And a big cheer from Tina. Oh. Right. Must turn that heating down in this room. Just try and make sure this blade is secure. That just needs to go. that's going to be good enough. To take the pressure out of that cut, I'm going to go straight across there to join there. But you can really feel how damp this one is. Sit down again. No, I won't be doing it again. Hi Matt. Gosh, that was fun then. I just had a bandsaw blade stuck in this while I'm trying to cut it out. Let's just try and get rid of that. This is a little pattern that I've done like that. So now I should have two of them eventually, after all that palaver. It's 6 o'clock. Oh, 6 o'clock in the morning, isn't it for you, Matt? Right, so I've ended up with two of those after all that. Now, as I said before, what I'm going to have to do is, because the scroll saw didn't work, I'm going to have to glue these back on. So I'll do that now. And I'm not going to be here much longer because I've obviously it's not meant to be tonight, so not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Let's use the good old super glue. And we're going to put that onto these parts. Just like so. Right, put that out of the way a moment. And where's the accelerator? There. Spray that into here. Gosh, that smells a bit. Right, that's got that solid. Let's move this away. I've just forgotten the camera. You can't see a thing, can you? Sorry. No, it's just nothing goes right. Yes, it's a new one, lumberjack bandsaw. I really do like it, but I'm still getting used to it. I've just got this here. I was cutting this out, and I've just got this part stuck in the bandsaw. The blade came off. I put pressure on, but the problem was that this wood is soaking wet, and because I've got no patience at all, I couldn't wait for it to dry. Have you ever had that, Matt? It's the bandsaw blade comes off halfway through you're cutting something, and leaves you with you not knowing what to do. Probably haven't, because you know what you're doing. I just try and wing it all the time. Bit more on there. There's not much left in here now, the super glue. So now what I need to do is spray inside here with the activator. Push that on there. Tell it's the right side because I've all the grain lines up, and that's that stuck. I bet you are sweating for me. Tina was sweating for me. You're lucky the blade didn't break. Be careful going backwards and tight. Yeah, what I did then was I went down here, and I got stuck about there. I had to then try and spin the wheel and get the blade out there. Eventually I got the blade back onto the tyre, 2 tyres, and then I came straight in at an angle like that and took that piece away and relieved that pressure. But I think it was because the wood is wet. Is that true, or is it or can it happen with the wood being dry? I don't know, because you're a fountain of knowledge. I thought I'd ask you. Glad you turned up, actually. Right, so this is my idea for a bird feeder, which is a tree of life. I'm going to have to get rid of all these markings. Let's give it a brush. Maybe more like going backwards. Yeah, I'm good at that. Good at going backwards. Done it all my life. Oh. That. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'll brush this off. And that's also a heart that I'm doing. Valentine's. I'm going to try and do that slowly. I've had to cut the bottom down so it'll fit in my bandsaw. I'm going to take the front and the back off, only very slightly, and then I'm going to try and make a heart-shaped box. That's another project I've just added on. And these spoons, I still make the spoons. Right, put the lid on that now. And now what I need is another piece of wood, and they're going to go on like that. One each side. I'm not, do you know something? Just flipping noticed. Yeah. Cut down, never mind. It is what it is. I'm going to end up keeping this one for the memories. So put one of those each side. Then what I'm going to have to do, get two more pieces. I'm going to have to cut these. And they're going to be like that. I'm going to put them on there, like this. See? In fact, it's going to be, I need to cut that board smaller, so it goes like this. In fact, I might need the, I might leave those edges on actually. I don't know, I'll just make it up as I go along. I'll put those on like that. Put some sort of a line across there. You can put your bird seed in there, and the birds can that's the idea anyway. Thank you, it's going to look lovely. That's what I thought anyway. And I might even just use a little coping saw to do that. Or I might just leave it because it's mine, and I might look at it. Right, so now what I need to do is just take a little bit off there. Let's do it with a ruler. I think this is 10 inches, so I'll take it down to 8. Take it down to 8 inches, that's an inch off each edge. So doesn't have to be really precision work. So the best if you glue the super glue stick to your arm, isn't it? That helps. This little set square is wonderful. And put the line across there like so. Would have been a shame if I ruined my blade because it's brand new. Right, so what we need to do there is just put that on its back, place it on its back. Drill a couple of holes and screw it. So get a fine drill. Is that long enough? Just enough. I mean, you're probably thinking I don't really need to do a pilot hole, but I've made the mistake so many times of not bothering, and then the wood splits. And this is me now just being safe rather than sorry. We'll put one in there. And one in there. Change that over, put the screwdriver bit in. And 2 screws. That's enough. Let's place that one in. Tim, how are you doing? Nice to see you in here, Tim. Sorry it's late today, but usually I'm in here a lot earlier. And I wish I was, but didn't have time today. I've been doing all sorts of, my leg's been playing up, so. If I stick solid to this piece of wood in a moment, it's because I've got super glue on my hands. There you go, get my head in the way for you. Still haven't learnt about that, have I? Two screws. You got the I've got it in there. Right, so that's the basis of it anyway. Now what I need to do is get 2 of those on there. But first of all, I need to mark this off, which is the worst edge. Probably this one. So what we'll do is we'll mark it like that. Use this Sharpie. It's a nice clear line. Right, like that. I'm going to cut that along there. So I might use that in a moment. You never know. to use that on the lip. So this one will go on like so, and this is where the clamps come in, and this is where the Gorilla Glue comes in. Right, so we need a clamp. Put that there. A bit cluttered, aren't I? I like it like that. I don't really. Right, so we'll put a bit of glue on. Gosh. You ever have those times when nothing goes right at all? Nothing. Good job this glue dries wood colour. Telling you. Just wash my hands. Right, let's put that onto there. Clamp it up. Oh dear. Map's gone, don't blame me. Things I do, eh? Right, get that screwed quick before it all falls apart. And there, that. Probably need a bigger drill than that, but it is what it is. I need to go slower. I'm trying to make this before. What time is now? Hour and 20 minutes this has taken. Believe it or not. Probably would have been better if it went right. Nothing seems to have gone right. Right, so now I can release the clamp. There you you go. Bit of glue. As I say, this glue, fortunately enough, dries wood colour. Right, so there you go. There's the roof. So there's the bird feeder. There's the roof. I've learnt a lot by doing this, I'm telling you. Which is what it's all about, I suppose. Learn, learn, learn. But I'm going to use a slightly bigger drill. Where's my drills gone? There they are. But I have to talk to myself from time to time. There you go. Drill number 3's gone, so I'll use number 4 mil. Is that okay or not? No, that's too much. Okay, I have to use what I've been using. I'll put that back. I'll have to get 3 mil drills tomorrow. Use this for now. Right, so we're going to do them there. Going to be one there. One obviously will be there. Let's see how we go with those. I know this isn't carving, but it's just something I had to do today. Apparently varieties of spice of life. I don't know where that hole's gone, you know. Oh, there it is. God, these drills are so fine. I think that's it. No, I'm not sure. Well, that one's come straight through. That should have been there. Good job it's only a bird feeder, isn't it? It's a good job I'm keeping it. Right. And now, how you're supposed to do it is like this. You measure inside here, which is about an inch, so 1.5 inches. Mark it there. And as I said, I'm not going to bother spending too long on this. But you watch it split now. Probably a bit too much overkill on that, on the screws. Right, so there, inch in, inch and a half, probably. Gosh, my legs played up no end today. Absolutely no end. Agony. I'm going to go and rest it in a moment. I don't advise you do this, I advise you drill it first. Hi Suzanne. Matt's gone, I think. I think Matt's gone a long time ago. Don't really blame him. There wasn't much happening. Right, so now the ruler again. What's that at? That's at inch and a half. It's overhanging an inch, so I'll go in an inch and a half, and I'm going to be pretty much where I need to be. I'll put too many screws in this, but hey ho. There you go. Now with the piece that I cut off, I'm going to put into there. So there, you just need to mark that like so. And I really need another piece for the other side. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to grab two pieces like that. Put that to one side for a moment. And what I need is the that edge. So cut across like that. Where's my Sharpie gone? There it is. And just mark it in there, like so. the old bandsaw. There. And voila, I've got to put another piece. Right, so now what I need to do is obviously put that piece with that piece. That's going to make a roof or a birdhouse or something. I need to mark this now. It's going to fit inside there, like so. Mark that across. It's easy enough to do with this set square, just like that. And if it's not water, it's not tight, it won't matter because the water will come out. I need to drill a couple of holes anyway. That part will go in there, just like that. And then what I need to do is do it on the other side. Turn it on. Push this into there. Okay, don't cut that. And maybe I might need to cut that a little bit more. Yep, just a little fraction up there. That fits in there now, nice. Right, now what I need to do is get a couple more screws now. 4 screws. And just place them like so, there. And where's my drill? Put those in. Should have clamped this. There you go. There's the one side on there. Now for the other side. I'll put that on that way around. 2 more screws. And go in like so. And another one in there like so. Okay, right in, and that's it. You can feed the birds now. Put the bird seed in there. What I need to do is I've got a stick downstairs. I'm going to place it onto a stick. Put the I might even carve some shingles into the roof. I might just leave it as it is, and there you go, bird feeder table. Took me an hour and a half to make that, with a few mistakes. It's not the world's best, but it's not the worst. That'll last for a long time. Tannalised wood. Anyway, whatever you do, do it well. Do it better than me, in fact. Sorry about all the mistakes, but whatever you do, do it well.
I found this on the web.